Mark Lawrenson recently hit out at woke broadcaster BBC over the way his exit from the channel transpired. He claimed that his age and the color of his skin were the reasons for his sacking. He recently joined GB News presenter Dan Wootton to discuss the recent events which occurred, where he slammed the broadcasters for the way they communicated the news to him and exposed that former Football Focus presenter Dan Walker was axed after hearing rumours rather than the now Channel 5 presenter deciding to call it a day. The Liverpool legend was part of BBC's sports punditry team for 30 years and regularly appeared on Match of the Day alongside Gary Lineker and Alan Hansen. He later went on to present on Football Focus with Dan Walker and, more recently, Alex Scott a number of times. In March, Mark was told he would no longer be part of the show and recorded his final episode in May before the FA Cup final. Joining Dan Wootton on GB News, Mark opened up about the way the BBC handled his sacking, and touched on a similar experience Dan Walker had when he left Football Focus. Dan began, "It seems to me the BBC has made a big mistake parting with you. What is shocking to me is if you are old and white at the BBC these days, they seem to not really want you." Mark admitted, "Yeah, I would totally agree with that, and I think, Sue Barker etc., I just don't get it. I think the premise should be, whatever age you are, color or whatever, if you can do what you are asked to do, and are very good at the job, then you should still be in the job. It is just very, very strange. I mean, Dan Walker, I am sure you know Dan, he used to present Football Focus. He found out from basically rumours that he had lost his job at the end of the season, so it is just a strange way that the BBC operate, I am afraid. And they seem to be very frightened to give you bad news. It is a very strange thing." Dan Walker announced his departure from Football Focus via his Twitter page and explained, "It has been an amazing 12 years and I have loved every second. I am so proud of the job we've done, the changes we've made and issues we've looked at while the football landscape changed immeasurably," he added, failing to mention it was a decision made by the BBC as Lawrenson claimed. During Don's final episode on Football Focus, he became visibly emotional and expressed, "My Saturdays I don't think will ever be the same. Focus has provided the rhythm to my week for well over a decade. I really want to wish Alex, Scott, all the best in this journey. I am sure she will take the show to new heights, she improves everything that she ever works on, she is brilliant." And finally, to all the people who sent emails and messages and stopped for socially distant chats over the last few weeks, it has been lovely and truly inspiring, so enjoy the Euros, have a wonderful summer, and for the final time, thank you very much, he said, holding back his tears. Express.co.uk has contacted the BBC and Dan Walker's representative for a comment regarding Mark's claims. In a recent interview with The Times, Mark expressed his bitterness over leaving the show and explained, "The BB are probably the worst at giving you bad news. It was just, we are going on the road next season with Focus. We don't think it is really something for you. I haven't watched the program since to see if they have gone on the road." Speaking about what he thought was the BBC's real motives behind the exit, he added, "Well, I'm 65 and a white male, so you know." He explained that he began to feel like he couldn't express what he really thought over fears of upsetting someone, adding that the woke thing drives him bonkers. Dan Wootton Tonight airs weekdays from 9 p.m. on GB News.